welcome back to my channel. My name's Kelly from Kelly Lee Creates, and I am a lettering artist and digital designer. Today I want to share with you 5 Procreate tips that you may not know. Procreate is an amazing software. You can do so much with it. Sometimes it gets a little bit overwhelming, and there are some tips that you need to know to speed up your workflow and to make things a lot easier. So today I'm going to share 5 of them with you. The first tip is how to insert a private photo. You may want to use a photo if you're trying to illustrate something and you want to start with a sketch and you need to trace something. But sometimes you don't want that photo to actually show up, especially if you're using time-lapse. So you can insert a private photo. All you have to do is come up here to the wrench, add, and under insert photo, swipe left, and you can insert a private photo. Then your camera roll will come up. You can tap on the photo that you want to insert, and there it is. This photo will not show in the time lapse, so it will look like you are just drawing from scratch. Next tip is how to use a reference layer. Using a reference layer is good if you want to fill in your line work quickly without having to redraw the shape and color. So tap on the layer and hit reference, and then make a new layer, and then drag and drop your color and do color fill like that. And then you can choose a new color, drag and drop, color fill, and then when you turn off your reference layer, you're left with a design that is completely filled in, and it's so quick and easy. Tip number 3 is how to save the size and opacity of your brush. So if you're using a favorite brush on a project, I'm using my monoline brush right now. If I want to come back to the project and make sure that the size of this brush is still the same, all I have to do is come over here to the size slider, tap on it, and the plus sign will come up. If you tap on the plus sign, then that size brush is saved. So even if you decrease it, you can see that there's a line right there. And if you tap on the line, the size goes back to this right here. So if we decrease it and draw with that size brush, and then tap on it and tap the plus sign, then that size is saved. So this is really helpful if you are working on a specific project, or if you know that you always like to use the same size brush. You can also do this with the opacity. Right now I have it at 100%, but if I slide it down to 50%, 50% opacity, you can tap it and hit the plus sign, and then raise it to say 75 and hit the plus sign for that. And so that is an easy way to save the size and opacity of your favorite brushes. The next tip is how to pin a brush. So this is really useful if you have a few favorite brushes that you use and you want to have easy access to them all the time. So instead of scrolling through your brush library every time you want to find your favorite brush, after you use your brush, it'll show up in this recent brush library right up here, this recent brush set. So in this recent brush set, I have a sketching pencil, I have my favorite monoline brush, and I have a star because I like to add stars to my work. If you want to keep these brushes in your recent library, at the top of your recent library, all you have to do is pin them. So you just swipe left and hit pin, and then there's a star next to the brush, and that means it's pinned. So if I go and I use another brush, and then I come back to my recent library up here, you can see that this heart brush is now at the bottom because I just recently used it, but it's not pinned. Every one of my favorites now is starred and pinned to the top. So it makes it really easy to access your favorite brushes. If you want to unpin a brush, just swipe left and hit unpin. And you can also clear a brush from this brush library. Swipe left and hit clear. Fifth and final tip I have for you is how to make a color palette from an image. This is a super easy way to make a color palette, and you are guaranteed a bunch of colors that are cohesive with each other. So instead of trying to pick and choose from the color wheel to make a color palette, you can make one from your favorite image. All you do is come up here to your color picker, make sure you're in the palettes, tap on this plus sign, and you're gonna tap on new from photos. And then it's gonna bring up your camera roll. So you can tap on any photo that you want in your camera roll. I'm gonna tap on this one right here. It's a desert landscape. And that imported the colors from that photo into a brand new color palette right here. Now it imports a lot of colors. So if there are some in here that you don't wanna use, all you have to do is tap and hold, and hit delete swatch. So you can edit the colors that way. But this is a really good and easy way to get a bunch of colors from a photo. So there you have it, 5 Procreate tips that you may not have known that'll help your workflow go quicker. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. If you want more Procreate tutorials, make sure to visit my blog at kellyleecreates.com. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.